Chevrolet, who currently sits second in points and has 1 win so far this season. Jimmie, obviously the big topic this weekend is road course and leading up to the Chase. Just talk to us a little bit about your team's strategy moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool weekend for me. I get to go back to the Nationwide Series, run in the number 7 car for Junior Motorsports and the JImmie Johnson Anything with an Engine sponsorship on that car. So we have our video game coming out in September, and excited about that, excited about the extra laps. When I heard the Grand Am cars roll by this morning, I was a little bummed that I wasn't in one of those. And I really enjoy road course racing, and wish that I could get more laps in all vehicles. So big weekend, looking forward to it.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for Jimmie. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. As always, state your name and affiliation. We'll start here, go back to Claire and Mike.
Hi, Jimmie. Ed Coombs with Gator Racing News. You've raced the boot here. What do you think about adding that to this race? And I know that you did some testing when Brad got hurt. Did you get anything out of that other than what do you think about testing on non-sanctioned tracks, and should they bring testing back to the sanctioned tracks?
Well, I think that we need to be able to test. It would be ideal to test at the tracks we race at on the tire we compete on. But with that not being the case, we have to go to work, and it's difficult and expensive to take information from a track and a tire that you don't compete with or on, and then try to apply it. So I don't know how our testing will come through. I do hope that that track holds some very fast. Road Atlanta holds some very fast races and race cars there, and there's some areas around that racetrack that are pretty dangerous and could take a looking at. So I hope that because of Brad's big impact, that it will kind of get these guys to look forward and try to make some changes to the racetracks.
Okay, next question from Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Jeff Burton had said he always gets taken out or spun out the last 10 laps here at Watkins Glen, and he's not taking it anymore. If it happens, he said, I'm going after him. You were very fiery last week after the race. Is that productive, you think, with it being so aggressive now, to lay down the law, to go talk to somebody, lay it on the line, and has that progressed after this past week, or is it over?
Well, I guess I'll also go into what happened last week, because I know I see hands flying, everybody's ready to talk about it. But on road course racing, when you get inside of that final window, we have that contact. And last year, I was a part of the wreck that Burton was in turn between 10 and 11. So it happens. The sport is at a point now where it's so competitive, and you race with each other enough that things get under your skin and you want to react. And I guess I'll go into kind of what I had thought about since I hadn't seen anyone since what took place at Pocono. But there's 2 parts to this thing. First part is on the track. Second part's pit road. The on the track part, we all know we come off of turn 1, and Kurt gets to me to side draft me. I try to break the side draft, and then from there, he felt it was necessary to run into the side of my car and tear my car up. So yeah, I was mad at that point. And then it brings me to the other part, which was on pit road. When we got to pit road, I'm not sure if anyone has had words with someone before, but when you're in that moment and you're having words with someone, and as the crowd starts to build around, that guy all of a sudden gets brave, and then when you think it's over and you walk away, and that guy gets real tough, I don't know about you, but that really makes me mad. And bottom line, he just started running his mouth. And if you look at over the years and what his mouth has done for him, it got my biggest fan, Jimmy Spencer, to punch him in the face. It's led to issues with the NASCAR officials on pit road. I think we all tune in weekly and wonder, what's he going to say to his crew guys? You look at what he said to Roger Penske, his car owner. So, that aspect is the part that really got me mad. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to let him run his mouth at me. It's just kind of how it is.
Okay, next question over here from Mike.
Just to follow up on that.
Sure.
Mike Massaro with ESPN. It seems pretty clear now with just 5 regular season races remaining that you and Kurt could be very large factors in this championship chase. How do you keep these emotions from interfering with your focus on the big picture?
I mean, there's no secret about it that there's no love lost between the two of us. We can do it. We have done it. We didn't have wrecked race cars at the end of Pocono. I could have easily gone down on the tunnel turn and have done something stupid, but I didn't. So, there's lines there that you cross, and the stuff on track, yeah, it made me mad. But to have somebody run their mouth like he does and did to me, that's the part. If you look back at the timeline and where I was the maddest, that's when I was mad. So that's where we are.
Okay, our next question is from David Caravello. Then we'll go to David Newton.
David Caravello, NASCAR.com. Can you talk about you rarely do nationwide races anymore, and sort of what prompted you to do this one, and then look back at perhaps your most famous nationwide moment here in 2000, and was that as spectacular in the cockpit as it looked on television?
Man, that's one of two moments I've had in my career where I thought it was over. It's such a weird experience to go through. When I came up over the rise in turn one and saw the white, I thought it was concrete. So at that point, I knew what kind of trouble I was in. And fortunately, multiple layers of a soft wall system and everything turned out like it did. But the Nationwide Series, I have a thing in the back of my mind. I hate the fact that I've only won one race, and I want to win some more in the Nationwide Series. The other part to it is I love road course racing, and I know that the more laps I get, the more reps I make, the better I'm going to be. And since I have taken on Grand Am racing and some other stuff to gain road course experience, man, I'm really enjoying it. And it's a break from the constant oval stuff that we do. So when I had the chance, Junior kind of came asking, well, we need to run the car. Are you interested? And I'm like, yes. I want to run for a variety of reasons. So I'm glad to be here, glad to do it. And hopefully I can learn some stuff. More than anything, just get the rhythm and maybe have a few more laps on this tire before I get in the Cup car, so I can make better changes there, and take it from there.
David Newton.
David Newton, ESPN.com. What specifically did Kurt say to get your feathers ruffled to the point you were, I don't know, look, you're ready to hit him at that point? And two, because you're in a nationwide race with him, and it's a rare opportunity for both of you, and no points on the line, is that an opportunity for there to be kind of settle the issue there?
My first option is not to tear up race cars. I have too much respect for the guys working on my race cars, and too much respect for Roger Penske and his organization to take it out there. So that's not my goal. It's not my objective. And I made zero contact with Kurt at Pocono until once he hit me, then I leaned on him back. But when I went to break the draft, I never touched him, and then he instigated the contact. So that's not my goal. And then what he said, you were standing there, you heard it. He said plenty.
Okay, next question is Kenny Bruce up here.
Kenny Bruce, Sing Daily. Okay, this is not Kurt specific.
Sure.
But if you have issues with a driver heading into the chase, would you typically try to mend those fences before the chase starts, just to make sure that everything's okay? What would you do?
In theory, yeah. I mean, you don't want enemies, issues, anything lingering, but you just don't have that luxury at times. It's just not how it works out. And issues that develop through the course of the year, they have an arc and they run their path. Some are more heated and last longer. Others kind of burn out, and fizzle quicker. And you just got to take it as it is. And I think the way that things are handled on the track sets the tone from there on out. And if it turns into wrecking cars, man, that's the worst situation you can have going into the chase. Because as soon as that driver, if he is a chase driver, or if not, he holds all the power and all the cards. And at some point, he can just dump you. But if it's something other, if it's verbal, if it's a dislike situation between some drivers, and you just make it difficult on one another when you're around each other and shoot each other the bird on the straightaways, and it's fine. But when it turns into tearing up race cars, that's the part that no one wants to have happen, and things rarely get to that level. So you just kind of roll with it.
Okay, final question for Jimmie, Mike.
Mike Muller, MikeMuller.net. I don't think anybody worries about what you guys did last Sunday. It's normal in this sport. But the thing is that you've been known as Mr. Cool, never rattled, calm and collected, and you got really, really angry. I mean, that's the first time I've seen you that angry ever, I think, under all sorts of provocations. That's what surprises me. Is this a new JImmie Johnson we're seeing? Are you, like, bulking up for the chase or what?
No, it's not the case. I mean, we know that there's been plenty of history over the years, and there's just things that kind of boil to a head. And when I hopped out of the car and started talking to him, he had one level of interaction with me while he was sitting in his race car, and then when he got out of the car, neither one of us were happy, but we're talking, and the crowd started to build. And his bravery started to build. I walk away, and he got awfully tough. I mean, that part frustrates me, and that's where you saw me engage like I did. I mean, if you're going to say something, say it to the man's face, eye to eye, when he's there. Don't wait until he walks away.
Okay, JImmie, thank you for your time this morning. Good luck this weekend.